All right, CIS 311 students, hi, how's it going? Hey, I made a few changes that I want to make you aware of, and I just wanted to let you know what a working example kind of looks like. You remember these various HTML elements that you put together, such as the value text and the put this and the get this and the update this button, and naturally you're also going to have these text IDs, key value, attribute text, value text. That's all going to appear, and once you have it running, the secret sauce was for you to take your app ID, replace that, do the ARN correctly, and then put the name of the ARN right there, and then take the name of your table, put that right there. Now here's the other key part that I omitted, is that once you have an item ID, and let's zoom in on this. Once you specify the table, you're going to actually specify the names of the items and the attributes that you wish to write to. And so let's kind of go over to the website a little bit and talk about how that works. DynamoDB is going to have your various items, such as your item ID, and these are going to be the names of the attributes. So the item ID, that's the key name that you need to put in there. That's critical. So item ID needs to be the key text. So once you make that happen, that item ID is going to become the primary key right here in this column right here. So as you can see, I'm going to do a quick sample where I'm going to write into this. I'm going to write in a unique item ID there, and then I'm going to put this one attribute is going to be high, and I'm going to put that. And you can see that it kind of works right here. So that long string, this one is going to be high, and my results came back as good, because it's working. And I had to work through some errors right there as I configured mine. But then as I get into DynamoDB and I refresh, you can see that 435 high, that transferred over. So that key that accorded with item ID moved over, and then the attribute 1 was filled in too. But that all came from the JavaScript that was right here. That all came from me coding, hey, put key text into item ID and put val text into attribute 1. And so when I ran it into the cloud, up to DynamoDB, that put val text into item ID, i.e. this, and then it put, or rather val text to attribute 1, and then key text to item ID. So that's something you need to kind of know about, because it won't quite work if you don't put the table in, right, and then you don't specify the attributes correctly right there. So that's something you need to do yourself. And then your Facebook ID goes right there, and then your role ARN. Now, once you've done that, you also need to be very consistent throughout the rest of the script. So the table also has to be there, and the item ID has to be there. So all of that I have put up on Git, up on fulltest.html. So you can go over there, fulltest.html, and you can see those updates as I put them right there. And then once you have that underway, for example, you've made your Dynamo table, right? You've made your table. Let's say that's my, and then I've configured my access control. And then I've implemented my policy correctly. I've copied that. And I'm going to paste that into my IAM. So I'll go into my roles. And I believe this is the role that you've probably already created. And then you're going to edit that role. And this is the stuff you're familiar with. But then at the very tail end, you're going to paste in that Dynamo code that you just got from your Dynamo console, from your access control piece. Right? That's where you're going to get all that. Here's the only thing. You need to omit this. You need to delete that. If you can remember that, you're a smart person and you've earned your spurs and you've earned an Oreo, earned a cookie. You've earned yourself a, and then validate the policy to make sure you don't have any, any one of these are in the wrong place, right? And then you can go ahead and, you can press save because you will have changed it. I'm going to cancel it. But then you're actually going to capture that policy is what you've edited. And then I believe you can close that. But that is going to belong inside of a role. So the role is what you're going to configure into the JavaScript. So you're going to come up here and you're going to grab that role name, not the policy name, but the role name. That's going to go into your JavaScript. And this is kind of the magic of YouTube. I can kind of do this fast and you guys can play into it. You guys can play it real slow. That's where your arm is going to go from AWS-IAM, right? And from there, upload to S3, make it public. Then you'll probably start to get stuff, right? And here's the one last thing to remember, if I'm thinking of everything, is once you've launched your test, go ahead and open up your open up your inspect element because you need to see the console as it goes. And let's trash the console. And you need to enter in a unique ID, and then maybe we'll write it to F2. And we'll say put, and if it's good, it's going to look like that. And you can check out the console logging. And if there are any JSON, these are all your resources. And then once that's finished, you can go on over and see that you've got your product waiting for you. It's very exciting to see networks working for you. It's a very satisfying process. And then you can go into you can get stuff, and getting will get the value back. And then you can update whatever is on 8 with hi there. Then you can update it, and you can kind of see how that hopefully will change from hi to hi there, right? And if attribute 1, I think we can change attribute 1. But I hope that gets, let's update. So I hope that will change to hi there. Great. So as you can see that, how is that used practically? Well, in all the interactions that go on with a website, it's all about the database, right? And you can see how this stuff moves around faster. There's no wait, there's no middle tier for me to wait for. And then maybe I can delete everything on that line too. Hey, I just killed it. Is 8 going to go away? See ya. Went away. So I hope that frees you up to bigger, better things. And we can just hit this security and the data and the scalability thing head on and get it all done and bring you up to speed with the developer community. And then we can get along to the business process. The tough stuff, which is how do you make a product that people adore? That's hard. That's harder than this stuff. But let's try to shoot for that. Now, that was my hope to give you some troubleshooting so that as you go through it, you can walk through those steps too. So you've got 3 videos to manage, and that should serve you as your JavaScript cloud toolkit. That may be all you need. So, gladiators, I salute you.